Yo, what up fam? I'm back again with another video. First, I just wanna say thank you for all the support on my recent videos. Honestly, making this type of content is a new territory for me, but I'm really enjoying it, and seeing that you enjoyed it too means the world to me, guys. Thanks for sticking with me on this new journey. A quick update before we dive in. I've officially moved away from Road. I'm no longer selling products or subscriptions there. From now on, everything will be available exclusively on my website, link in the description. If you are a KLP World subscriber and haven't switched over to the new site yet, please reach out to me as soon as you can. I'll be shutting down the Road store soon, and I don't want anyone to miss out. Alright, now let's break down the beat, guys. So I started with a simple piano melody using addictive keys. I kept the chords pretty basic, cause for this style I usually add a lot of melodic elements and I want to make sure everything blends without clashing. The chords are H-sharp minor, C-sharp major, and G-sharp major with a note inversion, like this. They repeat throughout, but I added a small variation at the end to keep it interesting. F minor and F sharp major. On the mixer, just an EQ and a compression. Next, I brought in an electric guitar. I used the AX clean guitar preset in Xenology, and I came up with this melody. There is no secret method here, it's really just about adding notes to the piano roll, moving them around and listening until it clicks in with the chords. As you can see, it's super simple. With some practice, you can easily create melodies like this. I'm breaking everything down piece by piece so we can analyze the beat. But when you're creating, you'll be building melodies while listening to them together. On the mixer, I use the compressor, the captator for a little distortion, and a basic EQ. For the next one, I stuck with Xenology, and I used an organ. I just copy and pasted the ending notes from the piano to add a little variation and keep things fresh. On the mixer, compression, and EQ. Then I started learning strings. First I added some pizzicato, strings. It's super simple, the notes just follow the piano. On the mixer, compression and an EQ. Next I added stabs to give the melody some packed and tension. In the beginning and middle, the notes follow the piano chords, but I removed the second note from each chord to give it a darker vibe. At the end, I used the 3 piano chords. This time, I took out the third note of the first chord and inverted the last 2 chords like this. For the tension melody at the end, I stuck to 4 notes from the scale. They repeat a lot, except for the G sharp. A tip for making this type of melodies is stick to notes that are close together, unless you're doing an octave jump. Also, leave a little space at the beginning of the melody to create a natural build-up. That way, it doesn't sound rushed and set up the drop with just the right amount of tension. On the mixer, compression and EQ, as always. To finish the strings, I added one with a longer tail to create a nice background layer. I copied, pasted, and octaved the previous melody. Same mixer settings, compression, and EQ. After this, I felt like the piano wasn't enough on its own, so I added another layer of chords with an electric piano. I used the Mark I Spring preset in addictive keys. I copy and paste the piano chords, duplicated them, and then octaved them to create a fuller background layer. Having multiple layers is super important. It not only makes your melody feel richer, but also gives you room to add variation throughout the beat. It not only makes your melody feel richer, but also gives you room to add variations throughout the beat. This keeps it from getting repetitive or boring, and it makes it way more interesting to listen to. On the mixer, compression, and EQ. Finally, I added a sub bass. I made 2 patterns to keep things fresh. I also added a reverse 808. Okay, let's talk about slides for a second. A lot of producers find 808 slides tricky, but they are really not that complicated. You just need to follow the notes from the chords you have already made. You can add some variations, like I did with the last note, but always start with your chords. Make sure you're listening to the chords while you're creating slides. This makes it easier to tweak the notes and hear how they work together in real time. On the mixer, compression, boost, and a simple EQ. I also added a vinyl texture to give the melody a vintage feel. After that, I sent all the melodies except the sub bass to a bus channel. On the bus, I added a compression, a vintage texture with a little extra brightness in the midis and highs, and a simple EQ. For the drums, I started with a light kick to set the rhythm. Then I added some shakers for bounce. Snap. Clap. Hi-hat to match the kick. Kick. And some Voxey sounds. On the mixer, I kept it simple, just EQ and compression for most elements. I also sidechained the kick to the sub bass to prevent any frequency clashing and to make the kick hit harder. For effects, I added a scratch, drum fills, risers and cymbals, and a boogie chimes. On the master channel, I just added a soft clipper and a limiter. And that is it. I hope this video helped you in some way. I tried to explain every decision I made while creating this beat and why I made it. If you have any questions or feedback, feel free to drop a comment below. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more, check out KLP World, my online music production class. You'll find exclusive FLPs for educational use, sound kits, beat breakdowns, and I'm also working on full courses from beginner to advanced. This will cover everything from music theory, sound selection, melodies, drums, networking, and much more. If you're serious about leveling up your music production, I highly recommend checking it out. The plans start at just $10 monthly, guys. Also, let me know in the comments what your thoughts and what type of tutorial you'd like to see next, guys. See you in the next one, fam. Peace.
Made this shit.